Hey guys, it's your girl ReligionWinked TV, and I'm Drew, and my spiritual ears stay. For the love of God, I'm gonna get the script down one day. I told you everything is unscripted over here. Anyway, I know some would say if I did scripting, maybe I'll grow, but I'm just natural. I just like to get on, turn the camera on, talk from my head, my heart, my spirit, and soul. Okay, and yes, the Bible says. You have a vision, write it down, make it plain. I do that. I do have notes about what I'm going to talk about, like bullet points. But if I write it down, I have to think it first, right? So sometimes I eliminate the process of writing it down just so I can talk. And then sometimes I hurt myself doing that because I forget sometimes some valuable points. So it's a win-win situation still, but there's some losses along the way, okay? So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for being here. So what we're going to talk about today is, I think, 17 things women do not like to admit to. Oh, let's make it 18. I came up with one more. Alright, so here we go. Basically, what I want to talk to you guys about is women don't like to admit certain things. Whether it's cultural, whether it's economical, whether it's embarrassment, whether it's what they were taught by the women they were raised by. Some women just don't admit the 18 things that we're going to discuss. Now, some of us have admitted some of these things along the way. I believe that at least every woman I know, and probably you know, suffer with at least one of these things, or have done one of these things, or know somebody that does, okay? So basically, I just want to say, I was sitting here, Corona make your ass think, right? Let me just say that, guys. Corona will make you think about some shit, right? So I was thinking about some of the things women don't like to admit to. Like, there's a lot of, you listen to YouTube videos and social media, which, by the way, guys, if you're new here, right? If you're new here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can go over to ReligionWinked TV, hit that red box, the notification bell, select all so that you could be notified through notifications if YouTube chooses to let you be notified when I go live or upload videos such as these. Also, you can go over to Instagram, I believe it is. I've always had it, but somehow when I lose a phone or lose my passwords, I lose access to my accounts. But I was able to get into my ReligionWinked TV Instagram and my personal Facebook, which is under Drew L. Murray. So if you guys want to go over there and follow me there, I may accept you on Facebook. I may not. I'm just so done with Facebook. But I'm able to share my YouTube posts over there now. And another thing, I'm going to be going to Patreon. Like this video right here, I should have put on Patreon, full video. Then I'm going to be clipping some of it for YouTube, clipping some of it for Facebook, clipping some of it for Instagram, kind of thing like that. You know what I'm saying? And eventually when I get my website, it's going to be like all of it on my website, a portion of it on Patreon, portion of it on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And I'm waiting for Twitter because I lost my password to Twitter. So I'm writing all this stuff down now. As you get older, you got to start taking notes. But I basically wrote to Twitter to get my password over there. So we'll be, moving forward on Twitter as well. But I think that's how it's going to go. I think there will be a small fee for my website with other advertising promotions and other things offered there, so it'd be worth paying a small fee there. And then of course it's going to be a small fee on Patreon. It'll be free on YouTube, free on Facebook, free on Instagram and Twitter, like that. But of course, you're only going to get a small portion of it outside of the website and outside of Patreon, okay? So with that being said, let's get right into this video. I'm so excited, guys, because this is original content, and this is stuff that especially black women, all women, but especially black women don't like to talk about. There's talks of people, having, there's a lot of rhetoric and a lot of talk, and it could be very much true, and it could be a lie, both face lie. But when I was hearing these things going around, especially on YouTube, because I spend more time over here on YouTube than I do any other platform right now. So when I was listening to certain conversations, and when you were hearing certain things come out about certain people, they would either deny it, say it's not true, backpedal and say, well, maybe it's true, but you shouldn't say that, this, that, and the third. So I've always been honest with you people over here on this channel, and I could say out of the 18 things that we have here, I'm at least held accountable and responsible for at least one. Like I said, I know several women in this world, and at least one of them they can probably admit to that they have did or didn't want to admit to, whether it was shame, embarrassment, culture, things they just was raised not to talk about, things of that nature. So I'm going to try to see if we can get the conversation going on this channel about things such as these. And the very first thing, that it's not the first thing, they weren't written in no particular order, but I'm going to use this list right here to start with. Women, number one on the list, but not in any specific order, and not number one to me or any specific woman I know. Let's just say we hate to admit that we have a flat butt. I mean, it's obvious. People can see it, how the shape of the butt is, if there's any butt there, no butt there. White women have less of a butt than most women around the world, but there's a lot of white women with big butts and a lot of black women with flat butts. And I might happen to be one of those black women with not so great of a big ass, okay? But I have enough, when I sit down, I don't feel no concrete, wood, or anything underneath me. So there's enough cushion there, you know what I'm saying? But it's not your average size black butt, okay? Women don't like to admit they have a small butt. They'll do everything they can to kind of poke it out, be embarrassed of it, get picked on a lot about it. Just admit it, ladies. Admit that you have a flat butt if you have a flat butt. The more you can begin to admit that you have a flat butt, other people will leave you alone because of it. It will no longer become something that makes you insecure, but something that makes you feel really good about yourself because it makes you unique. Not everybody wants to have a big ass, big mouth, loud mouth, things of that nature. God didn't make us all the same, so consider yourself different, right? So number 2, in no specific order, we said, right? They work minimum wage. A lot of women don't like to admit they work minimum wage. And baby, let me tell you, if you out here tricking and hoeing, you probably sucking a peen for $20. I'm just saying, that's minimum wage shit in the world of being a hoe, or out there tricking or whatever. Come on, we keep up with everything, regardless if we do it or not. We keep up with what's going on in the world, because you don't want to be ignorant. One of the greatest ways to be ignorant is to have information out there, whether you do it or not, and don't partake of it, meaning don't learn of what people are doing out there so you're wise enough not to do it. You understand? They don't like to admit they work minimum wage, okay? A lot of women like to pretend like they have their career, they high study, especially on social media, when people don't really know your life, when people will never find out what kind of work it is you really do. So I realize in this world, there's women that's ashamed of working for $13.75, $12.75. Like, I believe minimum wage is right around $13.75 now. So in New York State, that's where I'm at. So, women, you have to stop being ashamed of what it is you bring in, because it's not what you bring in, but it's what you do with what you bring in. And God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in Christ Jesus, not yours. You understand what I'm saying? Or that of the world, okay? So, like I said, no specific order, just was writing down some things that I realize women don't like to admit that they do. Sleep with a married man. I know it's unethical, unchristian. It's an unchristian thing to do. But there's a lot of women in this world that have slept with married men. And it's like a stigma. It's like they rather feel condemned and guilt-ridden inside than to come out and say, you know what, I slept with a married man before. I'm not going to die. It's not the end of the freaking world. Things happen. Man, in the Bible, they were sleeping with... Well, hey, let me just say it like this. They were sleeping with multiple women. All the women weren't married, okay? But Abraham had several different women. Solomon, several different women. David, several different women. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not promoting the fact that you should have several different women, but God told Adam to go into Eve and she became his wife. That's all I'm saying. So the sex that you're having out here, technically you're betrothed to everybody you entwine with. You understand what I'm saying? So, people are afraid to admit, women especially, that they slept with a married man. It's like a curse. It's like a taboo. But married men are the greatest predators out here, believe you me. But women, it's okay to admit that you slept with a married man. The truth shall set you free, okay? You gotta remember that along the way. Alright. A lot of women, number 4, no particular order in this list. A lot of women do not like to admit, drum roll, you ready for this? That they're undesirable. Now, I know sometimes I get on here to some of you right now, I may look undesirable, but desire isn't a look, it's a feeling. You understand what I'm saying? You can dress a pig up all day long and it look good as hell, but on the inside it's still a pig. Pretty much undesirable by most people around the world, especially when it comes to faith and religion, right? So, wow, that was a mouthful. I was trying to get it all out and think of it as I went along. That's why I say I don't like anything scripted, because, boom, things like that happen, right? If it wasn't in the script, it wouldn't have got put out there. But anyway, a lot of us, are a lot of faiths around the world don't deal with the pig, right? It's undesirable, and like I said, it's not a look. It's more of a feeling. It's more because when God says do certain things, then you try to avoid the cloven hooves, the animals that don't have any sweat glands, and whatever the Bible talks about over there in Leviticus, I do believe, about certain animals you should eat and not eat. It becomes a desire to do what God says and not to just go around here and, doing what you want to do with the pig. Even though I told you every now and then I'll slip up and eat a slice of bacon or two, right? But it's okay. Ask for forgiveness and move on, guys. But I'm just using this as an example because pigs aren't desirable, and a lot of women on the inside feel like a pig look like on the outside. And guys, let me tell you something. Begin to love yourself. Begin to love yourself. You have to. Why? Because you think somebody's going to come along and love you more than you. It's true. It's possible. I don't know why people come in your life and love you more than you, but the reality of it is, once that's gone, you're still in love. And how can somebody love you more than you when it's you that needs to be loved? I'm serious, guys. I never understood that. How somebody can come into your world, your life, and make you happier than you've ever been when you've been living with you all your life. So, very undesirable. Whether it's what you've been told, the name calling, the nitpicking, whatever it is, people feel undesirable, and women don't like to admit it, guys. They will put on pounds of makeup, pounds of perfume, pounds of tight-fitting, sexual revealing clothes just to feel desirable, which I said it is a desire, it is a feeling. But then when you look at them, they still look in pain. They still look hurt. They still look broken. When they begin to talk, they still sound angry. They still sound frustrated. They still sound like they can whoop the world's ass because they're not happy inside. Very undesirable. And they don't like to admit that they feel like men are attracted to them no matter how much they do, how much they get their hair done, how much they put vanity into them. They still feel undesirable, as if they're unwanted and unloved, but they don't like to admit that. So number 5, they don't know their worth. A lot of women won't admit that they don't know their worth. They really don't know their worth. Most women think my worth is to be a wife, be a mother, be a good employee, a good daughter, good sister, and that's it. God created you for more than what you know, for more than what you've been living, and for more than what you've been given in your life and in this world in order to succeed and have all that it is God wants you to have. Women will not admit they don't know their worth. Women will settle for certain relationships, certain jobs, as I've done. Now, women don't like to admit when they wrong or did wrong, but hello, I'm here to do it. I've settled for jobs where I knew my value was worth what it was, but I knew I needed that extra income or that income, because sometimes it could have been the only job. So, women do not like to admit when they don't know their worth. Let's travel on. It says here, women don't like to admit that they're attracted to other women. And guys, I put this here because I believe it's true. I can look at a woman and say, oh, she got a nice butt or she got a nice shape. And that's as far as I'll go. I don't have these visions of wanting to sleep with a woman, be felt up by a woman, hold, caress, and know what it's like to be in a relationship with a woman. But I will give another woman a compliment on her hair, her skin, her breasts, her butt. But that's not a physical attraction. There's a lot of women in this world married with children who are miserable right now because they'd rather be laying up in a relationship with a woman. And that's a whole lot of truth to it, guys. If you hear anything in this video that you want to talk about individually on a live, please let me know, and I will make the time and take the time out to have this video and discussions with you, okay? But a lot of women do not like to admit that they're attracted to other women. And we see that a lot on social media. Whew. If you guys just paid attention, you see that there's more female attraction going on than male attraction going on in certain sectors, right? So, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're on the 7th one. Women do not like to admit that they wear hand-me-down clothes. From Goodwill, Salvation Army, if you want to call hand-me-down, Family Dollar, and Walmart, even though it's brand new clothes. Some people just level of mentality when it comes to clothes. God says, look at the lilies of the fields. They don't reap nor do they sow, but yet they're clothed for who they are, right? He says you can't worry about these things, what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, what you're going to wear. He says because I am, he says you being evil give good gifts to your children. What am I going to do to you? I'm going to give you good gifts, right? Well, a lot of people don't like to admit that they have hand-me-down clothes and wear hand-me-down clothes. And a lot of people, if you go to my videos called Shelter Living, you'll hear my testimony in that video and see me actually give away some clothes and go drop it off to a local establishment here that gives away free clothes to the public. To the men, it's Tuesday and Thursday, I believe. And to the women, it's Wednesday and Friday. And when I say name brand stuff come through there, I know because I participated. And it's nothing, no requirement. You don't have to let them know who live in your household and all of that. But I went there to check it out so that I can tell other people exactly what it is, how it operates, and what kind of product they have there. Because I am a resource center in my community, and I do things like that. And I will give you a tour of my exclusive closet. Lord have mercy. But anyway, a lot of people don't like to admit that they wear hand-me-downs. Now, I told you I have Louis Vuitton bags, right? I have one pair of Louis shoes, but they got spikes on them and they're flat, and I really don't like them. But they were a hand-me-down. They were a gift from my sister. She didn't like them because they're really heavy. They don't bend because of the spikes, and they're really heavy on your feet. So I just have them for display, just to say I have a pair of Louis. But yeah. Damn, I almost lost my train of thought. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, when it comes to my bags and hand-me-down purses, every year in October, I have a sister. Her birthday's on the 24th, and mine is on the 15th. Giving you warning now, guys. And she always single, no kids, doing the damn thing, right? She always passes down her bag. So, whether it's a Louis bag or whether it's a Chewy bag at the Goodwill, women don't like to admit that they have hand-me-down clothes or go thrifting or tag selling and things of that nature, right? A lot of women don't admit that they like a bargain, They're out here, my pastor always say, a lot of people living on a champagne taste with a beer budget, you know what I'm saying? And they rather have quality over quantity. And let me ask you down below, what would you rather have, quality over quantity? Now, I ain't talking about the quantity where the threads fall out every time you wash them. Now, let's not be that dramatic, okay? But let me know. If you had $100 and can go, like, say, to New York City and get 20 pair of sandals for $5 versus one pair of Gucci sandals for like 100 upwards. I mean, come on, people. It's good to splurge every now and then on that Gucci, but I'm the type, I'll take $100 and go get me 20 pair of $5 sandals in a heartbeat. Okay, that ain't how Giselda Marcos, what's her name? The lady with all the shoes. That ain't how she got hers, but that's how I'm trying to get mine, okay? So, let's carry on. A lot of women, number 9. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8, it looks like. A lot of women hate to admit that they have gas, that they poot, that they fart. You know, the medical term, flatulence, air in the tummy. Women hate to admit that they have flatulence, guys. And let me tell you something. Reports, I can't do it right now. But wait a minute. Let me just see on this one. So I ain't trying to give myself away over here at all. Shit. But let's see what the reports say. How many times are you supposed to fart a day?
According to Healthline, doctors say the average person farts anywhere from 5 to 15 times per day. Farting is a normal part of digestion that reflects the activity of the bacteria in your gut.
So you heard that, right? So, ladies, admit that you poop. Not poop on yourself. Pooped. Fart, guys. It's okay. 5 to 15, 20 times a day. Let it out. Let it rip. Let it go. Just don't have diarrhea on yourself now. What I'm saying, guys, is your gut, you're going to develop, sometimes depending on what you eat, sometimes depending on what you drink, your good flora to bad flora bacteria ratio is off. The bad flora tries to take over and develops more of a odory, gassier, bubbly, I want to release it, and that's what that fart is, as you just heard them say on it's just air trying to release out of your gut, basically. But if you're not doing it at least 5 times a day, something's wrong with you women. So it's okay to admit it. Now, if you the one who let that damn bomb off in the room, I wouldn't admit that shit either, y'all. I'm just saying, don't admit that shit. But you just have to be able to admit to yourself, yeah, I pass gas. It's natural. If you ain't passing gas, something wrong with you moving right along. Let me know how you're liking this video. I told you I was sitting here thinking about the weirdest shit, guys. So, we're going to save that. No. It's in the order that it is. Ain't no random order or anything. A lot of women hate to admit that they've been raped. Alright. We can go to, that would be number, let's see. This is number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 would be a lot of people will not admit, especially women, that they've been molested as a child and or as an adult. And these are serious subjects, so we're not going to tarry here too long or make light of it, because it's a real thing going on, especially on YouTube and throughout social media, guys. I say Facebook is like the mental ward of all wards, okay, over there. So number 10 would be, let me just write it down here. Okay, and let's keep it moving. Because with all the talk of, I could give commentary on being raped and on being molested, because it's out there. There's a lot of reports about what's going on with molestation and being raped, right? I don't have any personal testimonies myself. I can share probably other family members' testimonies, but I would have to get their permission and hopefully bring them on if they're not scared to tell their story, right? But again, a lot of people are afraid to tell their story, especially women, if they have a story to tell. And the Bible says you overcome the devil by the blood of the Lamb and the words of your testimony. Until you begin to be able to speak your testimony and your truth and what's real to you out of your mouth, you're never going to be whole. You're never going to be set free, okay? Especially when it comes to being raped or molested as a child and or an adult. So when people are generally molested or suffer any childhood abuse, it may affect them as an adult. And we're speaking specifically of women in this video, but it happens to men too. They become bad parents. So we're talking about bad mothers here. A lot of women don't like to admit they're a bad mother. A lot of women don't like to admit that their children get on their nerves, that they can't cope with raising more than 1 or 2 children, 2 or 3 children, 8 children, 10 children, depending on how many some women have, right? Let's keep it real. I have a sister that have 8 natural kids of her own, and one stepchild, okay? And grandchildren as well. So a lot of women don't want to admit that they don't feed their child properly the right amount of times a day, the right amount of nutrients and balances of protein, carbohydrates, fruits and vegetables, and so on and so forth, right? A lot of women won't admit that they have put their children, especially their young girls and young boys, in compromising positions when they've dated random men and went to work and left them to babysit and things of this nature. That could very well make you a bad parent, you know what I'm saying? There's so many categories of not being a bad parent. We could be here all day, but I just want to say women have a hard time admitting that they struggle at being a parent, a good mom, let's just say. A lot of women, they won't admit they can't cook. They'll try to skadoodle around it and all this other stuff, but a cook is a cook is a cook. If you can cook, you can cook. From the basics to the most extravagant. I mean, not no top chef. I'm talking about a regular at-home cook. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to bake and do a little bit of everything from scratch, and, you know, different genres of cooking, from Jamaican to Asian. I can do beef. I can do chicken, fried rice if I want. I can do fried rice from home. I know how to do it really good. And I know how to do a lo mein dish, but I use spaghetti instead of, and I'll do chicken and broccoli over the spaghetti noodles, but it's pretty good. But and then you could be able to do Mexican, Italian, whatever, you know. So a lot of women don't like to admit they can't cook. You don't see many people getting on doing tutorials, but let me see if I can go ahead and pull this picture up, because speaking of the lo mein, let me see lo mein. This is kind of what I made lo mein. You see that lo mein? Lo mein, you see that? Lo mein. That's the little lo mein I made last night, okay? That's my little chicken lo mein. And what I could have did was either made a scratch Alfredo sauce to go on top of that, or took some soy sauce with a little brown sugar, laid it over. But I put a little butter on the noodles, and everything else was seasoned accordingly, and it really tasted like it was a Chinese dish. Okay, excuse me. So that's that. Let's count it out. Now we have, this was number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11 was can't cook. Number 12, they don't like to admit that they had an abortion. You know, this has a lot to do with the church and how you're made to look in the church, and you know, even down to when women are raped, they're persecuted and criticized and condemned for having an abortion, and people just don't like to admit that they had an abortion. And women, let me tell you something. It's funny how the American government, I mean, they let the clinics out there now, the Planned Parenthood, everything where you can go get abortions or whatever. But it's funny how the church will tell you you're wrong for having an abortion and killing life, but yet the church don't look out into the world to tell Bill Gates, Anthony Fauci, the CDC, WHO, and China, and Henry Kissinger, that depopulation of the human race and population control is killing people. Women, don't be ashamed to say you had an abortion. It's life, just like the rest of this bullshit that's going on out here. You think somebody want to be set up, you in love with a man, all of a sudden you 2 kids in, and then you on your 3rd pregnancy and he done left you to go be with another woman, and it's just like you don't want to, you barely can take care of the 2 children you have. And I know God shall supply all your needs, but don't talk to me about the Bible right now. Why did God let, was it David? He said, go get them damn baby. Go get that baby. Cut it in half. They killed babies in the Bible. So it ain't like God gonna be mad at you because you killed the baby in your fetus. The Bible, your fetus. If God loved the people who did it in the Bible, I'm sure he loved you with the one you killed in your fetus. I meant the fetus in your womb. The Bible or the womb. Let me go back. The Bible or the womb. Excuse me. The Bible or the womb. Babies were killed in the Bible. Babies are killed in the womb. Fetuses are killed in the womb is what I was trying to say earlier. The Bible or the womb. God loved the ones who was killed, who did the killing in the Bible, and loved the babies who was killed in the Bible. And I'm sure he loved the ones in the womb and the ones who's carrying the fetus in the womb. Okay? People, I told you I'm a different kind of spirituality over here. It's realistic stuff when it comes to God in certain areas. And realistically, the world had told you you're wrong if you're put in a situation where you need to have an abortion. What was wrong? But the church, and the world could be the church, and the church won't tell you that it was wrong for that woman in the Bible to wake up one night and see her baby dead and roll over and say, oh, this is my baby, and took the other lady's baby. And then they were brought before the council, and he said, look, since y'all can't decide who damn baby it is, cut the damn baby in half. And that equals a dead baby. Whether it was aborted, come on, somebody, or whether it was killed, it's the same thing. So women don't like to admit they have abortions because of the persecution they have gotten from the church throughout the years. So, we're back at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is to being cheated on. Women will not admit that they've been cheated on. I got a video, why I left or should I stay or left, has to do with Hannah. Go search my archives. It has a directional on it. Should I go, should I stay, something like that, like arrows. Why I left or something like that. But go listen to that video. I've been cheated on before and I tell my testimony. Is it the end of the damn world? Hell no. There was a man named Uriah in the Bible. Not only was he cheated on by Bathsheba, but he was sent to the front lines by King David, whom she ended up marrying eventually and having Solomon with, to the front lines to die so they could be together. Women, don't be afraid to admit you've been cheated on. Is people in the Bible been cheated on worse than you? Don't. So I think that was 14, 15. And this is big going around social media right now. And, it's just something women do not want to admit because it's a curse and a taboo to say you have a fishy odor down below. Comment down below if you agree, people. Women do not like to talk about this. It is a curse, okay? So, fishy smells. Guys, let me just say, it's okay to say, something don't smell right down there today. It could be the condom used during intercourse. It could be soaps you use that throw your pH balance off. It could be food you eat that change the pH balance in your system. And then I remember Oprah even saying one time, if you guys are out there raw dogging it, you can be allergic to cum. Hold on, baby. I'm going to try to Google it and see. Can people be allergic to semen?
According to International Society for Sexual Medicine, sperm allergy, sometimes called semen allergy or seminal plasma hypersensitivity, is a rare allergic reaction to proteins found in a man's semen. It mostly affects women.
Hence giving you a fishy smell. So when you have a fishy smell and smell women fishy or whatever, think about it. It could be something medical going on, such as them being allergic to the man's semen that they're having sex with, people. So when I immediately come into contact with somebody, I don't immediately start judging, ooh, their body odor, ooh, they haven't washed, ooh, they don't take good care of themselves. They could have just came out from eating Italian food. Not saying Italian food does this, but to your body, if you're used to eating American, Southern home-cooked food, and then you go eat Mexican food or Italian food or even Jamaican food or Indian food with mad curry or something of more spices in it, it could throw you off. So women, it would be okay, like if you're in a group of people and somebody said, ooh, what's that smell? Most women will try to hide it and spray and cover it up and make it worse instead of just saying, you know what? I know many people aren't going to do that, but a lot of people don't like to admit they have a fishy smell, and it's okay, guys. I hope I proved to you that people can be allergic to cum. So if you got that fishy smell going on down below, it's probably because of the semen from the dude you're doing it with. We's educated over here. That's why you gotta subscribe to my channel. That's why you gotta subscribe. Alright, number 16. Yes, because we're supposed to end up with 19, right? Bad breath. Okay, so a lot of things. From diabetes make the breath smell bad. Not brushing your teeth. My teeth are a little stained because of the coffee and the cigarettes, but that's no excuse. As I begin to make money, or if you guys want to send me to the dentist when this corona clear up to whiten up my teeth, the Cash App is down below or on my home page or about page somewhere over there. And I never asked you guys for anything. But if this smile ain't bright enough for you and you want it brighter right now, then please help a sister out, because a lot of people have stained teeth for whatever reason, and it can tarnish their image. But guys, whether you have black teeth, yellow teeth, whatever, just brush them, keep them clean. Floss, not frost. Floss, and I don't mean flossing with all the gold and all the plates up in your mouth. Floss so you can keep the heart attack down and the arteriosclerosis of the arteries, excuse me, and things of that nature. So, but again, if you wear tongue ring like I do, take it out, clean it with alcohol, peroxide, whatever it is you choose. Get any debris and stuff off of it. If you're wearing gold caps, the removable ones especially, take them out when you're eating. Clean them before you put them back in. Things of that nature. Gingivitis is out there. There's a whole gamut of things that can make the breath stink, okay? Guys, you just can't, and a lot of women are afraid to admit that they have bad breath, okay? I mean, to most people, it's obvious if they're having a face-to-face conversation with you, right? So, it's okay to say, yeah, I got a damn bad tooth in my mouth, and that shit sure is stinking. You feel so much better than somebody be like, what the hell is that smell right there? Smelling like somebody took a shit in your mouth. Oh, they mean. Like, I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm just sharing with you in this video things I believe people are afraid to say as women. Alright, so that was 16. 17, loss of hair. Women are afraid to admitting that they may have been stressed out and lost hair, have a medical diagnosis such as alopecia, lost hair, lupus, lost hair, childbirth. I told you when my daughter was born back in 1993, my eyelashes everywhere started falling to freak out. Except for down below. I call myself trying to be a sex star back in the 90s, right? You know, not that I was out here sexing and sleeping with everybody, but you know how you envision being a porn, never been in a porn movie that I know of. And I'll whoop any man's ass who recorded me unknowingly. No, I'm just joking. And I never been on a stripper pole. Well, not in a stripper club, probably. No, I don't think I ever been on a stripper pole. In the club or at the club, okay? Let's just keep it real. But, I try, you know. Damn, what was I gonna say? Oh, what was I gonna say? Wait a minute, guys. I don't edit shit out. This is real. This is real time. I just forgot what the hell I was gonna say. Put it down below so we can come back to this conversation and I'll answer it in the comments. But I never been on a stripper pole. Let me get back to what I was trying to say. Hold on. Whatever I was saying, it has to do with the loss of hair. Women do not like to freak. I hate that shit. That's the importance of writing some things down. But as you can see, this will be a lengthy ass freaking script I write out. So I just like to talk it. But here, like I was telling you in the beginning of this video, here's one of the times I wish I would have wrote down what I was about to say, because then I would have remembered it. And I'm going to remember it. I just got to talk and it'll be like, oh yeah, back to that point. But alopecia, lupus, a lot of diseases that causes women to lose their hair. Chemicals, perms, beauty salons, bad energy in the hands. You can't let everybody touch your head, okay? You cannot let everybody touch your head. Back to the porn star. I told you it was going to come back to me. Just that little massage right here made me think about what I was going to tell you, right? So, I call myself shaving the vajayjay. Talk about loss of hair. That was back in the damn 90s. Excuse me. I have hair, people, but it's thin as hell. I tried to get that little strip like the porn stars. I'm being honest here. One of my little drops of teas I'm giving you right now. And I freaking, it did not grow back the way it was supposed to. So, again, when it comes to loss of hair, the Bible says a woman's hair is her glory, and we out here cutting it. That can cause us to lose our hair, whether you know it or not. And that's probably the biggest problem, because we're supposed to leave our hair the hell alone. If God put it here, some of y'all here, and down here, honey, leave it the hell alone. Alright, so number 17, loss of hair, baby. Regardless of how it goes, sometimes it may not grow back. And if it do, it don't grow back the same. I know that's a little TMI, too much information for you guys. Okay, whatever. Number 18. It may be because some of y'all getting beat up out here and you don't like to admit it. You go to work, you put on all this makeup, you cover it up, you stay home so nobody will know. You make excuses about falling down and running into things and being clumsy and just making yourself look bad because somebody's putting their hands on you. And maybe that's why you're losing your hair, because you're getting beat up, but you're afraid to admit it. Okay? So, if you're being abused, there's 1-800 numbers for domestic violence out here. I don't know how to put anything across this screen. I'm just doing a straight video recording. And for some reason, I don't have a video editor on here for me to go back and edit information in. But, like I've been doing, we're going to do it this way. 1-800 domestic violence number. 1-800-799-7233. You guys can see that right there, right? National Domestic Violence Hotline. So give them a call if you're being abused and if it's affecting you in any way. Generally it does, but you just don't like to admit it, okay? So we're here to encourage you today to get the help that you need. Get the help that you need. Nobody needs to be a punching bag for anybody else. Because usually when people are beaters, they've been beaten on their entire life and they beat up themselves a lot. They take it out on other people. So, 19. They don't like to shave. They don't like to shave, or that they don't shave. Women will not admit to you that they don't shave. They'll wear shirts to cover the hair and stuff, you know. And I want to say to people where this is concerned, if God put the hair here, why do you shave it off anyway? And that always bothers me. If God put the hair on your vajayjay, why do you shave it off? If he put the hair here, why do you... Hell, some of y'all grow hair out your chest and don't act like it, okay? I mean, there's no hair. I didn't shave anything here. But if God put hair where it's intended to be, why do you shave it off? There's a lot of women who will admit that they don't like to say they don't shave because of the ridicule and the criticism they're going to get back. That's crazy. Can we think of one more to make it 20? So I can title this 20 things women do not like to admit. 20. Women do not like to admit when they've been made a fool or taken advantage of or played in some way. They do not like to admit when they've been humiliated. This is all 20 here, okay? All the same thing. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. I hope and pray I didn't keep you here too long. Please comment. Give this video some engagement, people. Come to life. If you're a woman, every woman on YouTube should comment on this video down below. Every woman. Because I know there's not just 20 things women do not like to admit. That was all I can come off on the top of my dome. But if you really sit down and think about it, you all can come up with so much more. And just put it down below and we'll come back live and read through the comments and see what people are saying and get the discussion popping, okay? So with that being said, you all, you're watching ReligionWinked TV. I'm your host, Drew, and my spiritual ears stay. Why? Because we sipping all the spirituality we can over here with no shade, talking everything up to Yahweh. Why? Who the hell else should you be talking to? If faith come by hearing and hearing by the word of God. Hallelujah! And let the church say, so be it. I will see you on the next video. Remember, God blesses you. Christ saves you. The Holy Spirit leads you, and I love you.